So it's been a couple weeks now. I guess it's been 2 weeks. And I am done with my job. I mentioned that I quit on the last one. And it's weird to be free like that. This last week, I got to go to school all day, every day. And I will again this week. So that's really awesome. It's a good way for me to kind of get caught up a little bit on hours. And definitely in that first week, you know, it's only 4 days, but 4 days of getting to cut hair all day, I really saw an improvement in my work. So that's exciting for me, getting to, you know, to watch my my work paying off and watch, you know, what happens and seeing that this is worthwhile and that I made the right decision. I knew that I did, but you know, it never hurts. So school's been going awesome. Had the other day, I had this kid in my chair that was just a little monster, and just could not get him to sit still. And didn't matter what I said to him, he kept asking me, "Why is this taking so long? Why is this taking so long?" And I said, "Well, every time you move, it adds another minute to the haircut." And then he moved his head. I was like, "Oh, it's another minute." So I came up with a plan and went home that night and I downloaded a bunch of movies onto my iPad. So I've got all the Avengers movies. I've got Monsters, Inc., Coraline, Nightmare Before Christmas, Goosebumps. I tried to be kind of on brand with my movies and fit my little horror aesthetic, but put them all on there and went in the next day and was like, I am ready for these little motherfuckers now. So first kid I had, I was like, which movie do you want to watch? And he's like, what? And I said, you want to be a guinea pig? And he's like, no, I don't want to be a guinea pig. And I was like, oh, you don't want to watch Avengers then? He's like, well, no, I want to watch Avengers. I'm like, okay, cool. So I put the iPad on, turned on Captain America Civil War, and then I turned him. So I had to cut facing the mirror because that's where my station is. That's where the iPad sat, which is not ideal. I talked to somebody on Instagram about this week, and I don't want to cut facing the mirror. It's so much easier having my back to it and being able to like step out of the way and look at my fade, or look at, you know, my look at my, you know, balance and make sure that we're, you know, even on both sides and everything. I like having them. I just thought that's how barbers did it. But this guy said that, you know, he's never worked with a barber that does it, and you know, whatever. I mean, we could all do everything differently, as long as the hair gets cut. But I don't like cutting facing the mirror. Luckily, I have cordless clippers and everything. But the little kid didn't move the whole time. And if that's what it takes for now, then fine. I'll sit and watch Captain America while I do a haircut. It's not gonna bother me. And if it's gonna make the kid not move, then we'll make it work. But you know, cutting a moving target is hard. And I asked the kid that was really bad, I said, do you like to color? And he's like, yeah, I like to color. And I said, oh, when you color, does the coloring book just lay flat on the table, right? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, so if I took the coloring book and went like this with it, you think it'd be harder for you to color the page? You think it'd take you longer? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's what you're doing when you're moving your head. I'm trying to color this picture of your hair and you're making it take longer. And I don't want you to have to sit in this chair. I want to finish up and get you out of here because you don't want to be here any more than I want you being here. But he didn't care. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting solution to a major problem I was having, and was really glad to see it work. So that was cool. And got a video you'll get to see here in a minute that's like a before, and then a time-lapse video of me doing the haircut, and then an after, that was like a pretty big transformation haircut. So that's kind of cool, I think. And I don't know, I haven't been getting much feedback. When I took a week off, you know, I did get some messages from people that were like, where's the show? I'm like, oh, people do notice, or people do, you know, watch it or care. Sometimes I just look at the views and I'm like, oh, nobody's watching. Nobody gives a shit if it doesn't go up this week. It's only for like my own sanity of being like, well, I said it was going to be every week. Well, now I'm saying it's going to be every other week. So I have to hit that deadline. It's got to be every other week, whether people are watching or not. But it would be nice if they were. So, you know, tell somebody about the show, or even if, you know, just comment below. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me a movie you want me to watch and talk about. I sent some stuff out to have some guests coming up on the show. A couple little interesting things with that are going to be coming. And they're both little horror things, but I think those will be fun. And I don't know, like, just tell me what you want to see. Like, a lot of this is just me sitting in the car rambling about school, or sitting in my, you know, DVD room rambling about the last movie I saw, which is like fine. I'm happy to do it. But I feel like if there's something you're more interested in, or something you like want me to talk about, by all means, I'm down to review any damn movie at this point. So let me know what you want to see. And if it's a segment idea, or if it's whatever, let me know. And we'll do it. Because why not at this point? So this week, we're getting kind of a twofer. I'm going to talk about Child's Play and The Dead Don't Die. So we'll start with The Dead Don't Die. It was basically what I expected out of it. I don't think I've seen any of Jarmusch's other movies, but just kind of based on the trailer, I expected it was going to be like pretty dry and everything, and it is. But that's the kind of humor I like. So I was really into it. It's really weird, really, really funny to me, and I could see people watching it and, you know, not being into it. I mean, it's definitely not for everybody, but I loved it. I thought it was really, like I said, really, really funny, really dry, and just kind of right up my alley. So definitely dug that one. As far as Child's Play, when they first announced it, I was like, I don't know about a remake of this, because Child's Play scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. And it's something I kind of grew up on, and I don't know, and I saw the look of Chucky, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like it. Watching the movie, full 180 on it. I think that the doll does look really strange. It looks kind of shitty, honestly. And in the trailers I'm watching, I'm like, why does it look shitty? Like, you had the money to fix this, like to make it better. And watching it kind of play out made me think like, oh, they did this on purpose, because like it looking weird or looking kind of shitty is like off-putting, and it adds to it. Like, it kind of makes you uncomfortable. You're like, does his eye supposed to look like that? Like, is his mouth moving? I don't know. It was really gory. Gory like a Saw movie to me is kind of where not necessarily it's like full of gore, but like when you get it, you really get it. This to me is a better telling of that premise of like the the doll comes to life. But maybe just better, because now it's what would scare me. The doll just coming to life now, like I just think he's little, like couldn't you just like throw him out the window, you cut him into pieces, I don't know, something. It seems like Chucky would not be hard to dispatch. But when he can control like all of the appliances in your house, or he can control the car that you're in, or that kind of thing, like that makes him a lot more menacing, and he's a lot more like formidable, I suppose, because he can get to you. He might be small, but he can get to you. And so I really, really dug it. I hope they make another one. I'm totally down for more of these with this same kind of feeling to them, I guess. Like no real complaints. It was cool. They had there's like a Killer Clowns from Outer Space poster on the wall. In one scene, they watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. There's a lot of stuff like that in it that I really thought was cool. But just in general, it was really fun. And it definitely had like its little, homages to the original where you're like, oh wow, that scene is like straight out of it, or that visual thing. So really liked it. It was weird to see Aubrey Plaza playing a mom. I still see her as like April Ludgate, and so thinking that she's old enough to have a kid that old is I don't know. I wasn't sure she was going to pull that off, but I think the way it's done, it works, and she is very good at she gets to be herself a little bit, which I didn't necessarily expect. So yeah, overall, I definitely enjoyed both of them. They're both movies that I'm definitely gonna buy the Blu-ray as soon as they come out, yeah, worth your time, worth checking out. I did Child's Play as a double feature with Toy Story, so we went straight from Toy Story into Child's Play, and I liked Child's Play more than Toy Story. So yeah, and tomorrow, or I guess today, as you're watching this tonight, whatever it might be, Tuesday night, Midsommar comes out, and I can't fucking wait. I'm so hyped for this. I'm so ready to see this. So going opening night, so the next episode in 2 weeks, you will be hearing all about what I think of Midsommar. So go see it before then, because I'm definitely going to spoil the shit out of it. And I don't want to ruin it for you. So go watch Midsommar and Child's Play and The Dead Don't Die, and I will see you in 2 weeks.